Some of the things that we see, obviously, we need to look at the pancreas and its effect on the body. Now, what's interesting is that for many people, they believe that they've been told, I should say, that their pancreas is no longer working, and that's the reason why they have diabetes. I can tell you that is rarely ever the case. We rarely ever see the pancreas as an issue. It can be easily analyzed, easily tested for a simple blood test to see if it's functioning optimally. I rarely ever see the problem. The liver is another organ that is very important for blood sugar regulation. If your liver is not being analyzed thoroughly, meaning all liver enzymes, looking at every single one of them, most of you, you're just being tested one or two. You have to look at the whole component of the liver and how it's functioning. Number 3, the adrenal gland. Now, I know if you're watching this video, more than likely you've never even heard of the adrenal gland and you've never had it analyzed. So the adrenal gland is so massively important. It has so many functions inside the body, but in regards to diabetes, it is one of the most important glands that is involved in regulation of your blood sugar. So if your adrenal gland is not being analyzed on a routine basis, how can you know, or what are you doing to actually reverse your diabetes? You're not. You're focusing on lowering blood sugar and not focusing on the underlying problems that we see as a regular basis in our office that most diabetics are dealing with that need to be addressed. We know that the thyroid is another important gland that's involved in blood sugar regulation. I'm not going to go into full components of the thyroid. You can watch some of my other videos if that's interest to you, but the thyroid is heavily involved in blood sugar regulation amongst other things inside the body. We know, I'm writing on paper here, we know the brain is obviously involved in blood sugar regulation, controls everything in the body. And if you're not aware of what type 3 diabetes is, you need to go into Dr. Google and search it. Because for those of you who are dealing with diabetes, you are at a huge risk of developing type 3 diabetes, which is also referred to as Alzheimer's disease. Very significant problem. You need to be aware of that. We know that the GI is heavily involved in blood sugar regulation. It's where food is absorbed. It's where you digest your food. But you can also have infection patterns, inflammation, leaky gut problems, a whole slew of problems in the gut. And quite often, we see that as an issue for a lot of our diabetics. We know that the immune system, very important to the body, helps you protect yourself against viruses, bacteria, environmental factors, those sort of things. But oftentimes when you're in a diabetic situation, there's a lot of toxicity and problems going on, inflammation, and the immune system can start to be suppressed, start attacking the body, creating autoimmune diseases, attacking food, attacking the digestive tract, creating a lot of toxic environment, making things worse, and just putting gasoline on the fire, if you will, unless the immune system is functioning optimally. Very difficult to have an optimal functioning immune system in this toxic environment. We know that hormones are also super important to regulation of blood sugars, and there's a whole different video I can do just on hormones itself and how it's influencing blood sugars and increasing the risk of insulin resistance inside the body, which is making your diabetes worse. This is just a small glimpse of the types of things that we see that patients are dealing with on a regular basis and why they are not reversing their diabetes. So what are your metrics? Are your metrics just blood sugar and you're hoping and praying it's going to be the cause and be the reason you're going to get better? Or are you expanding your metrics and looking at multiple areas, the full physiological load inside the body to really see what is working and what's not working? If you continue to focus on blood sugar alone and you're doing protocols to only reduce blood sugars, meaning you're doing extreme diets, cutting calories, trying to lose weight, working out with trainers, those things are fantastic and it will help your blood sugars and it's going to help your body in general as well. But it's not going to fix these other problems that are also broken, which is why so many people get frustrated because they're eating properly, they're losing weight, they're exercising regularly, and they can't get their blood sugars under control, or they can only get them to a certain point, or they're worsening. I have seen that before. I have seen patients, they've lost 50, 60, 100 plus pounds, and their diabetes and blood sugars worsened. How is that possible? It's possible because these other metrics are not being looked at. So you have to start to expand, and hopefully this video is going to empower you to start looking beyond just blood sugar. Of course, we want to keep the blood sugar in good ranges because it can cause massive problems in the body. But if your only focus is on blood sugar alone, you're missing the big picture here, and it's going to get worse. Things are going to progress. So you can continue doing what the traditional medical model tells you and focusing only on blood sugar, or you can look a completely different avenue or completely different process, a functional medicine process or functional health process, where we start to look at these other things, other problems that are going on, other metrics, if you will, to really isolate what it is specifically for you that is causing your condition and to help you find a solution. Remember, I told you we have a proven 3-step process. The first step is to understand, discover what is going on for your specific situation. I don't care if you have diabetes or whatever other condition. That's just a diagnosis. That's an ICD-10 code, right? It's not your reason. It's not your cause. We have to understand why you have diabetes, why you have elevated blood sugar, why do you have elevated blood pressure, why do you have high cholesterol, whatever it might be. Those are all symptoms. What is happening underneath the surface for your specific situation? So once we discover what it is for you, then we can start to disseminate that information and put together a customized solution, a customized protocol for your needs. There is never a one-size-fits-all approach when you're dealing with diabetes. Your specific reason is going to be unique and different to you than someone else's. Even if you're a husband and wife, you have the same condition, your underlying problems are going to be different. Once we are able to customize a solution, then it's about optimization, which is the third step. Optimizing your situation so it can get you to a state where you're at a good homeostasis and keep you there and help you to teach you how to maintain that. Because if you're thinking you're going to reverse diabetes and go back to your old habits, that ain't going to happen. There is going to have to be a lifestyle change because whatever got you here is still going to it's still a problem that can get you back there as well. You have to make these changes, and if it's important enough for you, you'll make the changes. So hopefully this starts to get you a little bit more thinking beyond of just thinking about blood sugar as the only option you need to look at in regards to your diabetes. You have to look at other things as well. So if this information was valuable for you today, I would hope that you would like our page, share this information to your social network as well. We have other videos you can go on there and watch as well. And if there's something specific that you would like me to do, make sure you put that in the comments. I'd be more than happy to put together a video that would work more for your specific needs. Also, if you're at a place right now where you're ready to make a change, where you're ready to make a new life for yourself, well then make sure you reach out to us to schedule a virtual one-on-one consultation with me so that we can sit down, dig through your health history. What have you been doing? What are your frustrations? What are your concerns? Where do you want to go? What is your life going to be like for you? We can talk about how we potentially could help you with your diabetic condition like we've helped with so many other patients. I'll make sure I put our contact information in there. You can give us a call and you can set up a one-on-one consultation with me and we can talk about your specific scenario there. Lastly, if there's any other comments you want to leave below, I'd love to see those and respond to them directly as well. I hope that, again, today was worth your time. You were able to get some value out of this content today, and I look forward to seeing you on our next video. Take care.